This exclusive waterway segment is powered by Buchner.
This is the Peterborough Lift Lock, and this is what I like to call my Trent Severn Waterway Encyclopedia. Now, officially, his title is Manager of Canal Operations. Chad Buchner, how are you, buddy?
Hey, it's great to be back, Steve. Great to see you again. And where else do you get an introduction like that?
Right? So, this thing.
This is the world's highest hydraulic lift lock right here in Peterborough, Ontario. Local hands built this thing. Local hands thought of it, put everything together, and now, while us local people in Peterborough find such a pride and a passion in this, now people from around the world come here to experience this structure, still modern in its day today, but built well over 100 years ago. The challenge in this lock station here is the lift. It's 65 feet. So to do the normal conventional 7-foot high lock chambers to where in which they were building them back in the 1800s, it would have taken the average boater probably 3 hours to go through this site. So they made the investment to go to a much more advanced system. We could do it much quicker and easier with the lift lock here. So the basic operating principle on this is that chamber here, it has an extra foot of water in it. So it's really the world's largest teeter-totter. So that extra foot of water inside that chamber adds 144 additional tons to the weight of that. Those chambers themselves, they're balancing and floating in water. So as our team members directly above open up what we call the crossover valve, it takes the heavier chamber here. The weight of that chamber is pressing down all the water that is floating that machine up, goes through a pipe, a 12-inch pipe to the other side, and then what becomes heavier will naturally fall, and the lighter chamber will naturally rise. Here we are now today, and it's still operating in the exact same way that was intended, the design, and now moving over 3,000 boats a year on an annual basis. It's pretty spectacular.
Chad opened the doors to give me behind-the-scenes access, which, as a history nerd, was pretty special. For example, I learned that that tower with the flag on top right in the middle wasn't just for decoration originally.
That's where they used to operate the lock out of. So the old lockmaster, until we modernized the actual lock, used to operate out of that floor directly above us in a giant pulley system, and directly underneath you is the 12-inch pipe that connects the two lock chambers.
And this is something not many people see. You can see the genius of the design. Clearly some sort of prison system or perhaps a zoo was integrated. No?
No, no.
Just
Not
throwing it out there.
even close. Let me take care of the facts in here. But you know what? This is a massive 80-foot concrete wall with some pretty cool stuff behind the scenes. Let me take you in and show you.
Do you have a smaller door for me to get through? When will they build a lift lock for the husky gentleman?
So now that we're behind the scenes in your so-called jail cell, let me tell you what this machine is actually really intended to do. So naturally water will leak, especially one the size of ours. So these water pumps take the water from the upstream side, force it back underneath to where we have an accumulator valve that will always ensure that we have the perfect balance of water holding up our chambers in the air.
So, not original, but this is that modern, like, safety redundancy that, while I am impressed that a 1904 structure machine's still working, I want 2022 safety checks, so thank you.
You got it.
Whoa.
And here we are, buddy, with over 1,030,000 liters of water suspended 65 feet above our heads. All right, Steve, I really need some redemption here from your petting zoo jail joke. I'm gonna hand it over to you now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, we got the big ram here floating on water. Right there, you can see the steering wheel and that blue valvey dealy wheelie. That's the crossover. So, right, that's where all the water goes through. And that, when that crossover valve gets shut, there's no movement because it holds it. How'd I do?
Pretty good. Actually, I'm very impressed right now. And here we are, Steve. This is the 7.5-foot diameter ram, 52 bolts all the way aside that holds that lock chamber high in the air. And 65 feet there, 75 feet straight down there.
Under.
Yeah, right there.
You'll change my shorts. Hey, you said it's not a jail. Explain these chains. Now that I crushed that crossover valve, I feel confident in telling you you got a bit of a leak here, pal. I want to get that looked at.
Well, really, when all things are considered, Steve, considering this gate is holding back all the water from here to Peterborough, I think we can accept that little bit of leakage. This lock itself was built with an aqueduct system. So again, considering it's concrete surrounded by water, it was an aqueduct system that is built to take all of the excess water and then it pumps it back in directly downstream so that water can head back into Peterborough.
Cool.
All right, Steve. The time that you've always been waiting for.
Good
Come across.
gravy, that's high.
Keep one hand on the railing at all times.
Where's
3
the
weeks.
fella go for clean shorts after this tour? Jeez.
To the brains of the operation.
Oh, Zach?
Oh, no, not Zach, the lockmaster, but I mean the control panel. But here's Zach, our lockmaster.
Nice to meet you. Sweet video game.
All those buttons are neat, but I do love me a microphone.
Welcome to the Peterborough Lift Lock. Go ahead and enter safely. And
Aside from just guiding them in, I felt dishing out some attaboys was key to a good lockage.
all three of you put on a clinic just now. Well done, captains.
All right, so the gate's open, Steve. I think it's time to close the gate. You did a good job on loading the 3 boats. You can close the gate now.
There's one?
Not that button!
Not funny. Not funny. Come on.
Yes, you can use that button.
This one? Yes.
So now that the lock is fully in operation, Steve, as you can see, the upper chamber here has an extra 144 tons. The lighter chamber, it doesn't matter how many boats we have on this side, the boats will displace their weight as they're locking. From the moment you hit the down button, it's 90 seconds from start to finish during the entire operating sequence.
Buddy, unbelievable tour. Thank you so much. I hope the people watching this enjoyed it as much as I loved being here and shooting it. This is super cool.
Steve, you did a great job today. You did awesome work on some of your facts, not all of them, but most of them were on point. But most importantly, I was very impressed with your operability. And for the next Lockmaster vacancy, throw a resume in. You have a shot. You have a shot.
I told you, Mom, I'm employable.